Boy, if you're going to make a comeback, this is the place to come. You know, this is very, very heartwarming to me. This is my first stage performance in over 2 years.
Wow! Ça fait 2 ans. 2 ans. C'est sa première fois.
Some of you may be aware that in that period of time, I had major back surgery, followed by 2 hip replacements. And just recently, you may not know this, but day before yesterday, I was in a hospital, and I had some kind of a blood infection thing, and they were really worried, and so was my wife. And I was planning to leave the day before to be here a day early to get rest, to make sure we're doing good. And the doctors are going, "You're not going anywhere." And I said, "Then you work twice as fast." And as it turned out, the good Lord was with me, and I had a great team of doctors. I had needles in me and all kinds of things running through my system. And they came back and they said, "We got some good news for you. We got ahead of this thing, and all you need to do is stay on the medication for the next week or so. When you get back, come and see us, and you're free to go." Well, there's a problem. I have 2 daughters that are emergency room nurses, 1 daughter that's a double board certified surgeon, and her father-in-law is one of the top doctors in the Northwest. And they're giving my wife advice. It isn't worth it. You know, he shouldn't do this. What if they didn't fix it? And my wife would say, "What do you think? There's a lot of experts." I said, "I'll tell you, they're not the expert for me." I said, "The people are my experts. And I'm going to go there, and I'm feeling pretty damn good about it." So we got on the plane. I was let out of the hospital at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and the next morning we're packing, and we flew all night, and we're here. We got in this morning, and we're here and delighted to be here. Now, I tell that story because it's part of what I believe makes the difference with people. It could have been very easy to not come, but it's the wrong thing. If you have a breath in you, you do your thing. And most people look for the easiest excuses to avoid difficult challenges. And that's why they are not successful. If success were easy, any fool could become successful. Permit me to sit.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Because then I'll really unwind on you. Let me get situated and then we're ready to rock. Okay. There's an old saying, centuries old, that said, "There's no medicine for a fool." Now, who would you think would be classified as a fool if not someone who is not living up to their potential? To me, that's the most foolish thing a person can do in life, is first not discover themselves, and then once they discover, not do something with what they've uncovered. Every one of us were born with some special talent or skill hidden deep within us. And most of us fail to dig, fail to find. And we get influenced by the lowest common denominators of success. We get influenced by the lowest denominators of good, sensible, honest, integrative behavior. Slip slide, easy does it. Well, what if success demands a complete different set of mindsets? Does it matter that you like them or dislike them? Think what I'm saying. Doesn't care. But once you are exposed to that type of thinking, you have an opportunity. You have an opportunity to grasp and hang on for the ride, or you have the opportunity to reject and stay where you're at. Life does not tolerate standing still. You're either moving forward or you're going backwards. You're not even in neutral. Because not responding to life's opportunities is going backwards, even though you don't know there's anything wrong with it. So how many of you came here because you wanted to learn something about how to improve your life? Can I see your hands? Good. Then I'm not going to hold back. The first thing I want to tell you about is, I feel is an obligation of mine to tell you why someone like me made a decision 14 years ago to join this company. Do you think maybe I had a better background, a more rounded background, a deeper background to assess what I was looking at than your next door neighbor or friend who laughs at your opportunity? Which one do you think would be more valuable? But because I didn't tell you the story with my background, your friend took your mind away. Your negative people take your mind away and they take your dream with it. That's got to stop. You've got to put an end to that. Once you buy your dream, I can teach you how to fulfill it. But if you don't buy your dream, no teacher in the world can help you. Do you understand? Do you really understand? Good. So when I looked at ACN, I had looked at a lot of companies. I'd been experienced with a lot of companies. I was an executive with a big company. I knew what to look for, and it wasn't difficult. It was always who's at the top. What are their motives? What drives them? What kind of inner beings are they? Not the exterior showmanship of a lot of charlatans, but the true essence of true character and caring for other people. It was the first company that I sought in 4 men. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. And I thought to myself, if I'm going to attach my life and my family's life to the possibility of a prosperous future, I know for it to last, that's what needs to lead. And I've seen all sorts of stories come along. Here's the new deal. Here's the best deal. About a year later, they're gone. And the few people that sucked you in, they made a few bucks and you made nothing. Success is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Money lives at the end of sustained effort. Somebody ought to tell the truth. I tell people, if at first you are successful in our business, please hide your astonishment. It's not normal. What's normal is learning, dedication, changing disciplines, changing mindset, so you are prepared to become successful. Now there's 3 words, if you're writing, that I want you to write down, and I never want you to forget them. It's real simple. Be, B-E-B, do, D-O, have. Be, do, have. Well, let's go back and start. B stands for become. That involves training, it involves learning, it involves listening, it involves going to events like this. You're becoming. You're a work in progress. You're not a finished product. Now, would it make sense to you that as you acquire knowledge, you would also increase your confidence. Yes or no? If you increase your confidence, do you think you'd be a better recruiter? Yes or no?
Yes.
Then why don't we do the work to become competent and proficient so we can be confident? You see, it's connected, folks. It's not separated. This is not rocket science. It needs to be put in language that people can understand. You don't need to lay on a couch to have your mind unraveled for weeks and months at a time to figure out it's pretty simple. Clean it up on the inside, the outside will take care of itself. So the doing comes after the becoming. So the do is doing. What are you doing? You're doing what you're becoming. You start to exercise your learning in activity. But what I find most interesting is the havings at the end of the line. So if you want more, this is going to hit you, and I want you to be honest when you hear it. If you want more in your life right now than you have, you need to become more. Think about that. Because where we are in our lives is a consequence of the choices we've made up to this moment that were the building blocks of where we're at, the decisions we've made, the careers we've chosen, the relationships we picked. They're all the components of where you and I sit today. So I say, and have for years, that you can't build a sustainable, fun-type income that you enjoy and you're proud of until you build the inside person. So we're working on me, we're working on you. I don't know, but I work on me every chance I get. I make a mistake, I try to put in the correction immediately. You know, it's a blessing to be able to give this to you because I'm the benefactor. I get to remind myself what I should be doing and being every day. So thank you for the gift. I want you to know something else. There's an illusion in this room. You see me up here. You don't see who's with me. You see, every book I've read, every teacher, every great mentor I've had, whether it was in athletics or in university, every single one of them are part of me today. So I'm the messenger. But the message is what you want to hear. The message will change your life. I guarantee it. So I chose ACN for the depth of integrity, character, and discipline of the ownership. In 14 years, I've never heard one word out of any of those men's mouth that was benefit for them and not for you. Never once. They're always looking to make it better for all of us. And sometimes from a selfish vantage point, we only see our side of the equation. We don't see the business side. We don't see the elements that influence that you have or do not have control over. So when you're a committed person, you understand there are fluctuations in business cycles. But your vision is this: 20 years later, and they're doing what they're doing. Do you need more evidence than that? Then find something else. And you won't. Think about this, how we live our lives. We go out and we usually are influenced, obviously, by parents, grandparents, teachers, uncles, aunts, churches, religions, philosophies. Yes? Those are what I call the filters of our perception. Each one of them, people, their attitudes, their words, They create imprints in our brain. And as we adopt them in our youth, they become our filters of assessing what's real in our world. And the only reality in your world and my world is the one we fabricate from our thoughts. We create our own reality. There are no two the same. You just sound like it. It's impossible. Did you all have the same mother? The same father? The same teachers? The same religions? The same bosses? The same friends? The same heartbreak? No. Each thing in our life became a filter. And what we hear in the present moment in nanoseconds is put through all those filters, and out comes our opinion, our interpretation of reality. Well, that's a good thing to know, because, man, I could be wrong lots of times. Because my filters might need adjustment. Maybe they're not working anymore, and I'm afraid to find some new ones, because these have been pretty good at keeping me stuck and blaming people in life. There's a payoff. Poor me. Why did it happen to me? Self-pity is a road going nowhere. It's not giving you energy to move forward. It's giving you energy to sit on the pity pot. And then you want to enroll others with compassion toward you. Instead of stepping up, appreciating their concern, and saying, that's okay, I'll take it from here. See, that's an awakening. When you finally say to yourself, I've had enough. I've had enough of not being who I'm capable of being. I'm stepping forward, and I'm going to do the work, and I'm going to do the most important thing I can think of to be powerful in the learning process, and it's one word: surrender. Get out of your stubborn intellectual ways of being right. If it's right, it should already be working great for you. How many of you would like more money in your life? Why do you think you don't have it? My boss? My crappy job? Does that have anything to do with the preparation you had and the choices you made in your life? Do you think it had anything to do with that? Do you think maybe if school was a joke to you, you're paying the price now? You were hee-hee, ha-ha, the class clown. Who's laughing with you now? You see, that's yesterday. We need to leave it alone. We need to forgive ourselves for all the errors in judgment, all the misdeeds. We need to clean our slate and say, okay, I want to change. You can't go back and keep rehashing last hurts and relationships and whining and crying and go. No! You got to free yourself. And in that process, by giving yourself that gift, you now can transfer that gift to those you had issues with. And you don't even need to tell them. Just let them go. You're carrying the monkeys of bitterness and hatred and resentment and jealousy. Those are monkeys on your back, and the object of those is probably out dancing, not thinking a bit about you. And you're stuck. That's why spiritually forgiveness is such a powerful, powerful thing. Get on with it. Now your energy is free. How many of you just love to be free? I got news for you. You free yourself. Enough is enough. I'm changing. I'm not turning back. In the beginning it won't be easy, because old man River with all those nasty habits and thoughts going nowhere are going to try to bring me back, especially when it gets a little rough. But I'm going to remember what that big guy said on stage. You tell that little guy in you to shut up. You had enough of listening to him. There's a big one in every one of us, and that's who's taking over. Are you up for it?
Yes.